Now I went cheapskate and I went to our local pond. I just go out and browse stuff to see if I could find deals. And I found a 455 Rancher. This is a 20-inch bar in here and it's well used. I flipped it over already. They done wore that side out. But I got a new bar and chain for it right there to replace it. But I want to use that one up in the chains. Chains still got a lot of life left in it. But I say they really wore that one side out. They were rough on that saw, I think. There is one thing, is the grommets going through into the fuel tank are leaking a little bit. Amazon, $8. But I got the 460 out here. So what I'm thinking is, on days I want something a little lighter, because that's a little bit lighter, but it's like 55 cc and that's 59 cc. But this one has a 20-inch bar on it, whereas that one has a 24. So as far as power to bar size, I should be able to get as much performance out of this one here as I would this one. This one I could cut bigger stuff more comfortably, and if I was bucking up maybe a longer blade, it'd be nice so I don't have to bend over. So I paid 3 bills for that. So, and then the bar and chain cost me about 120. But I did get the nicer chain and the nicer, newer bar that comes on the new ones. Now, I had a 450 ordered, and they were back ordered, and that was off of Amazon. But I couldn't find a deal on one of these. So I was at a friend of mine. I've done a lot of business with him. It's B&B Pawn up in Fredericksburg, Virginia. He happened to have this one, and it's not perfect. I say I got to replace those grommets going into the fuel tank. They leak a little bit, especially when it's laid over and you're putting fuel in it. But they're not much, and they're easy to put in. Comes with new hoses and everything, and even a new bulb. So they're pretty cheap to get, and luckily I can still find them. So I just wanted to kind of work this thing a little bit. I got a locust log, and I did cut part of it up already. But I got this locust log here, I got a big red oak right next to me, and some maple. So I kind of wanted to run the saw a little bit. And see how it does. You see where I got the mic this time, so it's not hitting my glasses. So hopefully it'll do fine. Now if I can just keep it out of my eyeballs. So if I put it down here, you know, you hear that clicking. So what I'm wearing, I don't have anywhere else to put it. So let's work on this locust a little bit here, because that's pretty darn tough. If anything will give that saw a run for its money, is even that little locust is pretty big to most saws, black locust. So I just want to get it cut up a little bit and see what works out. Now I have the mic on, and a lot of times when I'm running these saws, it'll sound kind of funny. So I'm going to run another GoPro off to the side, and there you go. There's just nowhere good to put these little furry things. This one's a little big, probably bigger than I need. I just flip it over the other way. We'll see how that sounds. That's the fun part. I mean, I know some of you guys get all upset about sound and all the stuff not being perfect. We ain't professional filmmakers now. People on YouTube, well, I'm just bringing you along when I'm doing stuff because I think it's cool. And you know, I hope I'm showing you something. If you have an answer to something, people look up it on YouTube and are looking for an answer to one specific thing or another, you know. So all we're trying to do is kind of maybe fill in the answers and show you some stuff. There's no perfect science to it. So that thing is just weird. I see this little furry thing in my corner of my eye. It's really windy today. So hopefully the sound works. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set you on the tailgate here, keep this one aimed towards it. If the sound doesn't work, I have the other GoPro going. So we're gonna go do some cutting on this log here. Then we're gonna move right up the road here and cut up one of the big red oak sections. And I'll explain kind of my thoughts on that when I get up there, because some of you are gonna probably be like, well, why don't you mill that? It's I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get there. So I'm gonna set you right here, and hopefully the wind won't blow you off. You kind of see what's going on. Let me put my gloves on. I'll start the other camera. you know, because we got to have our glamour shots, you know what I'm saying? We got to put sawdust up into the camera and all that good stuff. A lot of my videos I try to make fun as well. Some of you on the last few were getting upset because I was playing a little music, and then I had the gunshots where I have my little squirrel picture and my little rabbit. Look, this is for fun. This is entertainment. I'm sorry if you don't find it entertaining, but I think it's funny. So I'm going to keep doing stuff like that occasionally. We'll let that run. I got a tool in the truck here. It's going to lift that log up. And get this GoPro going. Alright. You guys don't got one of these are handy. I've got this one probably 20 years ago. So I bought this thing. I got it from a farmer somewhere when I was a young man. And now it's staying hooked really good. I got it going the wrong way. It's going to roll into you guys. But if you're bucking up wood and it's on the ground, that's the way to do it right there. I will tell you, I'm starting to fall in love with these Huskies. That 460, it made that 362C that I bought, it made it look bad. It looked so bad to me, I just didn't like it. Cutting up on that big red oak, it was such a remarkable difference. I sold the steel. I didn't want to buy it anymore. I got rid of it. That's a solid piece of wood right there. This stuff I could probably split it up and throw straight in the fire. This tree's been down for a while. Let's see if I can lift this up, move this down some. I'm being lazy. I want to get another cut. I mean, it runs good. It runs really good. And it's got a very unique chain on it. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about the chain. I'll show it to you guys. And you guys can tell me what kind of chain it is, because I've never seen one like this. I'll try to bring it in close. You can let me know what kind of chain that is. It's not like any of the other ones that I experienced. So let's get this log switched around here. Let's see if we can get a couple more cuts off of it here. That thing is so handy when you want to cut stuff. Let me swing you guys around. I say I have two cameras going. I'll have to switch back and forth. Now that's all good. That's the fun part of doing YouTube. I'll be honest with you, some of you, and it's a love-hate relationship with my computer, but I like doing the editing stuff. You know, I like seeing how fancy. I mean, y'all see me do all these crazy stuff with my wording and all that. I used to be a sound and lights guy for a band, so I like technical stuff, and I get into it, and I love learning and playing with it, and I get to play with it and show you guys. You might not like it, but oh well, can't help it. Let's just finish up this log real quick here. I don't know if I've ever mentioned these. I know a lot of creators, you guys might know about them. Just get them off Amazon. They're chargers, and they hold 3 batteries. So they're really slim, so you can put them in your pockets and stuff like that. So, and you guys know I keep the EcoFlow in here. It's mainly a backup for my CPAP and my other medical stuff in case I need it. But I still, when we go to do that pecan log, which I haven't decided when that's going to happen, I'm going to use that EcoFlow to run the overhead winch and see how it does. Because I know a lot of people, you know, you have your mills out and they're not necessarily where you have power. But if you have lights or a small winch, either, you know, like ours, or not even really overhead or off the side, like Paul and Andy have theirs, which work just fine, you know, could you run an EcoFlow? Now, it's not the smallest EcoFlow, but it's like the second one up. So it has the receptacles on it on the front. The next one up gets to be almost close to double what the other one was. So I'll have to look up the specs and put that in this video, the one I'm using, so y'all can kind of look at it, because so far, I mean, it's worked for everything we've done. I can run a skill saw off of it. I've charged my batteries. I was out helping a friend do some fences, so we were charging our 20-volt batteries with it, and we ran it all day long and stuff, charging batteries, and had any problem with it. I think at the end of the day it was like 28%. That's a lot of power usage, you know. Yupper. That is nice. Let me cut this one off. No sense of killing the battery on both of them. I can never tell if it cuts off. It's off. I had the little beeps turned down on it because I take them. I can never remember which one. I need to get a label and label them. I take them out hunting and I don't want to go beep beep beep. I gotta turn the camera on. Here comes a big buck, and I hit the button. Beep, beep, beep. I'm for sure not gonna get that buck. So, yeah. And if I remember correctly, this Saturday is antlerless deer and everything till the end of the season. Last year it was only the last week of the season. There was 2 Saturdays. The last 2 Saturdays in November, the last week of hunting season. So basically after Christmas through the 6th or whatever it was. So this year we get a little more doe time. So we'll see how that works out. I'm just going to take some of these and put it in the truck and take them up and split them. And I want them to burn kind of slow. There'll be a little bit of moisture. I mean, they're not like, you know, 5% or something like that, but they're good to put in the stove, in the wood stove or something. Later in the day, the stove's good and hot. If you split these up into, you know, medium size chunks, you can just, I put my moisture meter on it and see where they're at. Start wearing this tailgate in. And if they're drier, then I'll leave them a little bigger. If they're not as dry, I will simply split them a little smaller. Use them kind of like almost the size of medium-sized kindling or something like that. But this much locust right here will go a long ways and put out a lot of darn heat. I'm not going to put them all in here while we're together here. I'll come back and get the rest of them, but on another date, I am recovering from screwing up my knees and falling on them. I got old man knees. They've been broken and busted up. So I got bone growing in where there's supposed to be bone marrow. It happens when you crack a bone from breaks. If you do it a lot, you can get bone growing in where your marrow's at. Causes a lot of pain and blood flow loss on your leg or arm or whatever. And I have it in my neck. I've been rode hard, put away wet. That's all right though. I'll keep going as far as I can. And when I can't go no more, I guess that's it. I don't worry about it till then. I can't do nothing about it. But hey, we got a nice little jag of wood. Just, I don't want to get a whole lot. Just enough to get out of the road. I'll come back later and get that. We need to move on to a little bit bigger. I done bent that thing. This poor thing has been bent up, and we do this to straighten it out. Now you know why it doesn't swing so easy. I'm saying to you, this thing, I don't know how many people have owned that thing in its lifetime, but I've owned it for the last 30 years or so, around 30 years. So it served me well. So let me get all my junk together and we'll pull forward here and go play with another log, a big red oak. Try to stuff stuff where it's not going to fall around, get all busted up. I guess is I use these ones for like general. I can see without them. I just can't, like if I'm here and the stop sign's 150, 200 yards away, I can see the stop sign, but I can't read the road numbers. So if I'm out riding around, I'm like, I have to get close to the intersection, and sometimes I got to pass the intersection because I wasn't ready or slowing down, or I was in the left lane instead of the right lane. So my wife used to go everywhere with me. She's my GPS. I love her to death. So these, I can see even 200 yards away, I can see the little leaves on the trees. I forgot what it was like to see that good. You know, over the years, you take stuff for granted, and they slowly fade away, and you almost don't catch it until it's further gone than you thought you were. So, and I'm hanging in there. I'm still having fun with you guys and doing this stuff. I hope you enjoy it. I know a lot of you guys don't talk a lot, I'm a pretty easygoing guy to talk to. I mean, if you're gonna shoot me some crap, you know, expect it back. I laugh, you know, people make comments, and I just laugh it off. I don't get too offended by that stuff. I don't have time for that in my life to get offended by everything everybody's opinions are. You know, you're entitled to them. So let's move up here to the oak log, and I'll kind of go through it with you. I don't know if I'm making the right decision or not when it comes to cutting that thing. But I want to cut some bigger logs up with this tree or this saw. See, I get confused sometimes. My brain is going faster, or my mouth is going faster than my brain. So often you hear me say something that don't make any sense, because I'm trying to think ahead, and my mouth's going 100 miles ahead of that, and I can't keep up with it. So, you know, look, I had a stroke and 2 heart attacks. I think I'm doing pretty damn good. I'm gonna have to beep that out. I'm not gonna use beeps, I'm gonna use farts. I'm gonna do like Dave and them does. Diesel Dave. They like their farts. So I know when we were younger, it was funny for us to all do that. You know, when you're younger, you get away with that. The girls just kind of look at you. Sometimes they'll let one rip with you. So if you got cool girls you're hanging out with. So let's go over here. I'll kind of give you a peek. I'll talk about it. I had debated, because if you look at the log here, I mean, that crotch section goes in there. I mean, it's a good ways. And if I had a wide head mill, that'd be a lot of fun to cut and to have that and see it. But you know, it's going to come apart where this thing is. And yeah, you could put boards and get it dry. And I know there's probably a good market for a nice chunk of red oak like that with the crotch. And I got 2 of them here, and these are massive trees now. You know, and this one, heck, this one's got a branch here, a branch there. I mean, could you imagine cutting through that and how pretty that'd be? But I can't mill all the way through it. And by the time I butchered it, trying to get it down, like I couldn't even get this through the mill. By the time I butchered that daggone thing, it wouldn't be worth anything. So I guess that is what it is. I mean, you know, maybe I'll be able to work out a deal with Wood Miser. I've taken on quite a bit of other bills. I don't know if I could bite off buying another new mill right now. So I probably won't do that, but if they want to, if Wood Miser wants to work with me or something like that, or we do something co-sponsor, I'd love to give classes here. I got a really nice spot, actually right where we're at. It's right off the road. I got plenty of parking. I got a beautiful flat spot here, and by my storage building there, it's just a shipping container, but I got a whole perfect flat spot. I was thinking I could put a mill there, one of the ones that's right on the ground. I could just put gravel down, use about 8x8s or something, and you know, connect them all together with 2x8s or something, and make a nice little bit raised section for a mill. Don't need overhead crane. We can use the tractor to load it. But right back there would be a beautiful spot. Then people could come here and park, and I would love to do demonstrations and stuff like that. So that would be a lot of fun. It would be a good thing for somebody like me who's been doing this for a long time. I've been in the wood business, and one way or another running a mill or cutting trees down for, let's see, today it's one more year. So that would be, that'd be 30, almost 38 years. And if you count it when I was a teen, because there was a local sawmill, I used to work my butt off over there. I was a gopher guy. But they let me run the mill every once in a while. You know, they wanted to teach. That's how I learned, you know. And it was a circle mill, so I enjoyed that. Oh, there's my phone. I don't know where I put my phone. But let's let this warm up for a second. I'm not sure how much gas is left in it, but I want to cut into this big red oak and see what it does. All right, everybody's rolling. Change. New, almost. I'm just going to take some slices off of it. Yes, sir. Tell you what, it's cutting that like it ain't nothing. That's 32-inch log. "32 inches, no problem." And there's the end of the gas. Now we know how much gas is in it, right? So let's, while we have the 460 down here, let's finish this cut and just go ahead and cut. Let's just go ahead and make a cut on this big log while we're down here. And I know you're not holding the saw, so you can't tell the power difference or how it feels, but I'll be honest with you, I'll let you know. Choke it, pump the bulb like 5 times. And I didn't even use the compression relief. This thing starts so easy, you don't need the compression relief. You're trying to eat too fast. I may or may not have messed with the chain a little bit. You can see she's eating. I kind of filed a few things, changed a few things, did my own little trick, and yeah, that bar's ready to eat. That chain's ready to eat. You seen her grabbing pretty hard, going in after another saw that had a little bit different curve. They're both 3/8 chains, but when I cut this tree, when I cut this tree up, y'all saw the video. If you watched the video, if you didn't, go back and watch the big massive red oak that fell over or died. You'll see me cutting this tree up. This isn't even a big section of it, so it's nice actually to clean that up. And I thought about cutting more of it up, but actually I haven't decided that I'm not going to mill it yet. I hadn't really decided much of any of this wood until I go to mill it. I mean, I have a general idea what I want to do with it. Obviously, when I cut it down in the woods and I'm hauling it out. But I do the same thing probably a lot of guys do. We're not 100% sure. I mean, there's givens. When a tree's got crooked spots, you cut it before the crooked spots and you get the straightest part you can. Well, stuff like this, the program starts on deciding what to do with it the day I go to mill it. I may bring the tractor down and put these things up on some logs and go ahead and seal the ends up really good. And just be patient, because I'm trying to work a deal out on a wide head mill. I just don't know how much I can bite off right now if I'm ready to do that. So just really depends on the numbers and where they come out. There's a big need in our area for somebody with a wide head mill that does what I do. Frankly, I wish we'd gotten a wide head mill from the beginning. No, we're not getting rid of the other mill. Just replaced the motor. That thing's got all brand new bearings. That thing's good for another 50 years. So let's go. Since I got a little more camera time and batteries, let me swing over here. I got to cut the end off of this one over here, square it up. It's kind of jagged from in the woods. So we'll go ahead and run this 460 a little bit. I'll get some pro shots with the GoPro on it. We'll go ahead and cut into this one here. This one had a big check going that way. So I think I need to put this right here actually. This right here is a nice oak. There's 3 of them here. They're swamp oaks. So yeah, we have swamp oak here, of course chestnut oak, swamp oak. This is a red oak. We got white oaks, not as many. We probably have more chestnut oak or swamp oak than we have that. And then we do have some post oaks here. So pretty good stuff. So let me get this rolling again. Let's see if we can get the glamour shot here. I'd probably put these as B-rolls, like up in the corner and stuff like that. And the ones that you're watching on there, the mic's on, will probably just run all the time. I like editing. I guess it depends on how I feel that morning. If I got enough patience in me to do all the double tracks and all the sound and all that stuff, I think you guys would understand that. Oh, we got a choker. I keep turning that thing off, going down. I need to retune this. I had it tuned really good, but it needs to be tuned. It's a fairly new saw. It's been running good. It was a little sloppy at first. I had a little bit of a hard time with it, but I worked on getting it tuned up. I got a tuner in the shop, and I know there's pauses, but I'm doing this, but I could get rid of them. And sometimes I kind of like to keep it like it's live, it's real. Let's just have a friendly conversation. You guys are kind of hanging out with me. If you've watched it this far, then I guess we can be buddies. If you're taking the time to watch this far into the video, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, the more I run these Huskies, the more I like them. I'm trying to pack this thing up. You know, I'm not going to say Husky's 100% better than steel or vice versa. I think both saws can perform and do what you need to do. I'm trying to get this a lock. They can perform and get the job done. It's almost like the big feud between Ford and Chevy, guys. Everybody's got an opinion. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. So I'm fine with that as well. I like hearing what people think about it. I like it when they're constructive criticism, where they don't just blast their mouth and say stuff, but they say something with a purpose or experience of what the heck they're talking about. Just shooting off the mouth, oh, that's a piece of junk. Okay, well, why is it a piece of junk? You know, what is your experience, you know, with it, and why did you just call it a piece of junk? You know, because 30 of your buddies told you it was a piece of junk, or did you actually use it and it was a piece of junk? And what was the wrong with it? So I'm always open to constructive criticism of anything. But just going off, oh, it's a piece of junk. Okay, all right, I'm not gonna just take your word for it. Tell me, why is it a piece of junk? Why doesn't it work? What do you think could be done to fix it? You know, somebody made a comment on the Toyota truck the other day. Oh, why would you be stupid? Called me ignorant because I bought a Toyota, which is one of the longest lasting trucks out there. They had an issue with their motors, but every single one of them they fixed and replaced it. You know, Ford's had their issues, Chevy's had their issues, and GMC has definitely had their issues over history. So don't call people idiots or ignorant just because you don't agree with them, or they've had past. I knew about the Toyotas, but I got a freaking Toyota up there, a 2000 with 600,000 miles on it. The only thing that's been replaced is the water pump and the belt. And I think the air conditioner was charged once. You're not going to convince me that Toyota doesn't have a long-standing reputation for being quality-built trucks. And the key is, every manufacturer has issues with the truck. I had a lot of Fords. Trust me, from late 80s all the way through 2012 was the last new truck I had, or Ford truck I had. And they had issues. I bought them right up the lot. One, I took 10 miles down the road and almost flipped the truck when I hit a railroad trestle because the front end got excited and there was something wrong with the pitch or something they didn't do from the factory. And what? Ford fixed it. Okay, I had that same truck at 38,000 miles. I had the front end four-wheel drive system messed up on it. It just turned out the whole front end was an issue, and they fixed it. Okay, yeah, it had to sit there for a week or so. They had to order parts, you know. Yes, I had a company. Yes, I depended on the truck. Not Ford's fault. You know, they fixed it. So I haven't had any new Dodges, I haven't had any new Chevys, and I haven't had any new GMCs. My preference. But this Toyota will do everything it needs to do, and I didn't spend the money they want for GMCs and Fords. And as far as I'm concerned, these trucks have a better long-lasting reputation than any of the other ones. And so I saved money. I bought what I think is an awesome truck, whether you like it or not. I have a 2000 up there to prove otherwise. And I had some Dodges, and yes, they were used, but they didn't have that many miles on them, under 100,000. I had to put transmission in every single one of them. The last one, I took an $8,000 bath on it 4 months after I bought it, because the transmission went out and I refused. I said, I'm done. I'm not buying any more, and I'm not putting any more transmissions in them. And I ate it, and I just moved right on with my life. It was paid for. I ate the money. I kept making other money. Didn't worry about it. So, oh man, I get to rambling, but you know, sometimes I just want to hang out with you guys, and let you know who I am and what I stand for. So, yeah, if you don't like it, oh well. There's I think in America alone, there's 380 million people in the world. I don't even know. So, I almost got 50,000 people that think I'm pretty cool and follow me. So, what can I say? Must be worth something. People will call me idiots, I tell you. It takes a real winner to stand on a computer and blast your mouth and call somebody an idiot who you've never met and you never, probably never will meet. And probably a good thing that you don't meet them. People who run their mouths like that, well, they end up with square body faces. You know, they get a little more red tone to them when they get that way. At least my generation did. So these people these days, man, their damn mouths off at everything. I can go in about that. I'm gonna calm myself down since I am on the international airways about that kind of stuff. But yep. So that was fun. I haven't been out of the house really doing much anything because I've been just trying to let my knee heal. I hurt both of them. My right one is, I've had shots in it. I've wore the cartilage. It's nice and smooth now, so it doesn't bother me. But them stinking, that stinking left one, it's a little messed up. I almost said it. I fell, I broke it before the kneecap. I busted the kneecap. I broke my upper part of my legs, broke both of my legs when I was in the service, below my lower legs. So, needless to say, my body's been a little bit through the weather. So, and I'm still kicking, right? I'm still kicking, I'm still doing it. So, a lot of guys don't even do as much as I'm doing. Man, look at that. It looks horrible on the screen. The sun is like right behind me. Anyways, if you hung out this long to listen to me ramble, oh, more power to you. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.